Mom!
The boy was Adam, also known as Hippo. The girl was known as Buttercup.
Call me Daddy before you hang up. Please, just once.
My dad's about dead.
Their mother is a peculiar woman named Ethel.
When do you think World War III is gonna happen?
It's hard to say, dear.
You think it might be in my lifetime?
I suppose it could.
Okay, I need a gun.
As homeschooled students, neither Buttercup nor Hippo ever had much interaction outside of one another.
That toy is an outside toy.
It's not a toy, it's a gun.
Outside. There comes a time in every boy's life when he wakes up in a puddle of goo.
Goo?
Goo. Very sticky, I might add.
War is a game. Don't be fooled by simulation theory, however.
True warrior.
If you want to stay in here with me, I'm a big man now. I'm 19. You have to legally respect me. It says so in the Constitution.
Everybody respects you. We all respect you.
You are a firebird.
They've arrived. Quick, go get to the nearest closet and I'll go get my crossbow.
No. The crossbow will never work, you know that. You need the most powerful thing in the world.
My god finger.
Shut your mouth, I said! Why do you look so sad? You should be happy.
A star dies every millisecond, but only once in a millennium does a deity rise up with a potent mega weapon attached to his own hips.
I hope you find a man just like your brother.
Let us bear humble witness.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hippo. Happy birthday to you.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Adam.
It's nice to finally get you guys here on the podcast. Surprised.
Yay, we really want to be, but there couldn't be a better group and project, right?
This is a this is a really fun project. But I know I was doing some homework and I saw you guys. I was wondering, did you guys collaborate in the past? And I see, of course, you have a couple of times, right? First with Mark's earlier film, his short Andronicus, right? And also, you had guys on Doctor Who. Did you guys meet on that? How did you guys meet originally?
We met in a brothel.
We met on an airplane, and we already knew each other when we did Doctor Who. So we met on an airplane. We happened to be, he was flying to California from New York. I was flying home to California from New York. And we just happened to be seated next to each other on MGM Grand Airways, and that was it.
I got her phone number.
Yeah, that's how it happened. And since then, we've worked together. We almost worked together several times before that. But we didn't actually, we were ships crossing in the night until after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is sort of a interesting version of working together, right? Because how did that work out? First of all, explain, maybe Erica, or you can explain too, how you guys, this project came into your hands, I guess, because you had done the short, right? I'm already answering the question myself. And then what was, did you guys, I'm going to guess maybe you never even had to see each other on the set, or because one person.
Yeah, I was back east and he was on some other location. So he didn't happen to be on this set. But I was with him in the studio at Private Island Audio when he did the narration. And that was quite fun because, it's a fairly obtuse film. And I must say I understood it better after Eric's narration.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I really actually did, because I'm sort of my taste is kind of a little bit more linear. It's a little bit more Hallmark. And this is about as far from that as you can get.
Yeah. But as an actor, that's isn't that's a good thing, right?
Yes, it is. It's a very fun
To
thing.
take you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, because what happens is you find little particulars that are very much in your comfort zone, and you just are true to those things. And the next thing you know, you can have anything. You don't know what you're weaving, and somebody else sees the vision and they put it together, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even know I did that. That's when you're kind of in the zone. That feels really good.
Hmm. Eric, what did you make of it when you got the script? What were your thoughts when you got?
Well, we got the script at my house for her, and she told me, "Oh, you got to read this. It's really good." So I did. Yeah, it is really good. Good luck making it. I'm going to go off and make so and so. I'll
Uh,
see you in a. And so we went our separate ways, and she makes a movie. I made a movie. Then we come back together. Now I'd already worked with Mark, and so he acted like it was an afterthought. How about you do the narration, Eric? As if it was an afterthought. And we both feel he always had that in mind. But
oh,
so yeah. And I just I'm an I'm a I'm a talent groupie. If you're really talented, I will be your slave because talent is
that's
so.
great.
And my wife is so good in this movie,
She
and
is.
I'm such a fan of my wife anyway, but her work in this movie is mind blowing. And that being said, I'm very proud to be the over voice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so explain. So when you got the script originally, maybe Eliza, you got the script originally, and that was that narration was there, or
No,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't.
there.
It
Okay,
was. I'm not sure if he um
withheld it.
yeah, or wasn't sure was he if he was going to use narration. My biological father was a screenwriter. His name was David Raphael. He was quite successful screenwriter. And there's always a stage of filmmaking when you think, do we need to add narration? In other words, have we really told the story, or our audience is really not going to get it? And usually you try to avoid it because it can be considered a cop out. With Mark, I'm not sure. And you know what? I could be wrong. Maybe the narration was there. I think that at some point they decided it should be there, and the narration is really a character in the film. This is not. The film stands alone, and the
Yes.
narration does too. Isn't that interesting?
Well, that's more.
So this was just, yeah, that's Mark. It's
I
just
like the version. Yeah, I really like this version where he withheld it and manipulated you both into making it. And because and Eric, your voice and your acting, I'm going to call it acting. I'm sure you do too, right? Voice work is acting is might be even more difficult at
It
voice
is,
acting.
it is as hard as acting. It's all the same difference. It's just, one you don't check your teeth.
Yeah, but but also you're very, very right though, because you have less to work with. I mean, you're not going to shed tear. I mean, you can shed tears, but no one will see them. You have less to work with. And it was interesting because when Eric then narrated his book, because he wrote a book, again, same thing. It's like
Oh,
your
the audiobook, an audiobook.
audio version, you're used to acting, and so you have less tools. It'd be like if you're trying to fry eggs, but you don't have a frying pan, you just have a tea kettle.
Yeah.
You can create it and figure it out, but you don't have access to the same stuff. But I love that the minimalistic but very clear direction that Eric took in the narration. I think it's super cool.
Yeah.
He
Well, the movie is kind of off as you described. It's offbeat. It's very it's a genre film. It's and then but Eric's narration is kind of lacking irony, and it's so like kind of straightforward. It really works. And so were you worked? How closely did you work, Eric, with Mark on like directing the voice work?
He was my leader.
Yeah.
I said, what are you doing here? And he told me, and I tried to deliver what he was after. And he was my leader
Yeah.
and my boss. And I love the kid. I just love the kid. And the other shorts that we made, was so meaningful in the meaning of the movie that that I thought, God, this ordinary, wacky looking little guy is making this profound, incredible little
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with him as an artist, and will always go running if he ever calls, just because he's a true artist, and I would like to think I am too sometimes.
He's not little, by the way.
Oh, I don't know. All right. But that's fantastic. And um, what was it?
Very tall.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
Did he tell you to kind of check out? I mean, have you ever done voice work? Well, you said you did your audio book, which what is that? I've really actually I moved also upstate. Was that?
Runaway, right? It's called Runaway Train.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
your
called
audio,
Runaway Train because it's a
your
book.
the
Yeah,
memoir. Your
because
memoir
of
is named after your movie. Yeah,
that.
that makes a lot of sense. It's a perfect title, and you did the audiobook because so that must have helped a lot in terms of preparing for this, correct?
Sure, it did. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good practice.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also he's done other audio work, not tons. Some actors have done tons. He
I've done
was
several books.
he did a
Oh,
Stephen King book called Quitting.
oh, wow.
He
Okay, that's all coming together.
did a few animated things, but for the most part, and he does love doing voice work because, as he said, you don't have to check your teeth. You can wear whatever you want.
Yeah,
You
that's great.
don't have to fly there. Mark really did direct this, though. He
Yeah.
definitely had a sense, even though he just waited to see what Eric was going to do, he definitely had a sense of how to bring out. He loved what Eric did, and he knew how to just keep it happening like that.
Hmm.
He's a wonderful actor that way.
Yeah, he's a real deal.
I bet he is. And Eliza, your timing, your comic timing, it is spot on. I don't know. Is this have you had do you get the opportunity to do I mean, let's face it, this film would not be it would be called perhaps a if it's comedy, I guess it is. It's a dark comedy, as dark as as dark as you can get at times, right?
Yeah.
But do you get much of an opportunity to do comedy like that? Because it was really, really great. Your timing was wonderful, and you're just countering Kimball. Is that right? That's his name, Kimball. Just
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful stuff.
I have a lot of comedy genes. My mom was Lila Garrett, and she was a multiple Emmy award winning comedy actress, writer, director, and producer.
Hmm.
My kids, Keaton Simons and Morgan Simons, are two, and I really mean this, of the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah,
There's so much comedy in us.
I can back that up.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. And there's so much comedy in us. We're just funny, and
yeah,
it's kind of our world. And it's been very interesting because his world is just dramatic, right? But he knows what's funny. That's the first important step in somebody progressing into being funny, is they laugh at the right stuff. So a Stephen Colbert opening, a Jimmy Kimmel opening, some great SNL stuff, Maya Rudolph, whatever. Eric knows it's funny.
yeah.
So that's very important. This kind of comedy is in a lot of ways easier than shticky comedy. It's certainly much easier than badly written comedy that isn't funny, and you have to find a way to make it funny. Some people are just naturally funny. The second you see them, they're funny.
Yeah.
Belushi, Zach Levi. I mean, there's people who are just funny.
And you mentioned Belushi because you worked with him, and
Yes. I worked with him, and that was just true. Remember, that cast of Animal House was very mixed in terms of people's backgrounds, in terms of comedy. But John was just funny. But I do get opportunities to do comedy. Comedy's harder. When I was casting comedies, I had a thing on my desk that said comedy is dead serious, because it's a very exact science. You can't really interpolate and say, well, that was beautifully done. I think so. I don't think so. It either makes you laugh or it doesn't. But this kind of comedy, I would just love to do a lot more of. It just spoke to me. Mark just speaks to me. Kimball, it was the scenario. Lila, there's just, it just was there. It was right there for the picking.
This
Magic.
it's a special film. I was watching it at home with my partner, my girlfriend, and we were both really getting a lot of enjoyment, got a kick out of it. And I've seen my share of genre films, so this was kind of right in there, But it is almost like some European films I've seen, because I mean, of course, it has the Hungarian actor in it, but that's not really what I'm talking about. The way it's shot and paced and all that, you don't see it that much
You
here,
really don't. When you see a lot of films from other countries, then you realize it kind of fits in a pocket. And what's funny is Mark has since moved to Europe. It'd
Oh,
be different
really?
there before, but like I know he lives there. He made
Does he know
this
something we
basically.
don't about the next 24 hours? Because I'm sorry.
Careful.
I know, I know. I was promising myself I wouldn't, but it is this. Where are we doing this on a particular day at a particular, juncture?
I
And
know.
We all feel the same
Oh
way.
my God. Listen, we're gonna take our 5-year-old granddaughter to see Hit Pig after this because any distraction,
Yeah.
we're so
Yeah, we
terrified.
gotta get
good
away from
idea.
it.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And since Eric, I've tried to, I don't know exactly where you guys are located, but I moved up to the reason why audiobooks, I made a note of getting your book also because when I moved up to yeah, totally doing that. And especially because I've really gotten into audiobooks in addition rather to traditional, physical books, but is because I moved upstate from the city up into the Hudson Valley some years ago,
Love the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I know you've been to the Woodstock Film Festival, but and I work with them as well. So I'm looking forward because you drive around so much more. It's a perfect way to
Yeah,
enjoy it.
and then you get to listen. Okay, so we had a house. We got married in Woodstock. Like we're really close friends with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who lives in
Yes, I
upstate New
know.
York.
Right.
Okay. We just, and he and Paul bought the candy store and everything in Rhinebeck.
Yep.
So
Sure.
we love that. So great that you moved up there.
Samuels, yeah. Right. Yep.
We just
Well,
love
I'm
that
right.
train
I'm right
ride.
up the block in Red Hook. I work in a radio station just minutes away. So
Wow,
Is
that's so
there still
cool.
a great breakfast place in Red Hook? There was a great breakfast place
it's right
in Red
next
Hook. I
door. I'm
remember
pretty
there.
sure you're talking about right next door. Yeah. It's like an old diner. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Home- Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to get the people upset with me if I keep doing this. But the name of the film is called Hippo. It's in select theaters on the 12th of November, just days away. And it is it co-star one of the principal actors in the film is Eliza Roberts, and it is narrated by the great Eric Roberts and directed by Mark H. Rapaport. It's his first feature, and it was such a delight to see. And I'm sure you guys will be collaborating with him again. I really appreciate your making the time and coming on and doing this with me. It's been such a incredible pleasure.
Thank you. You too. And we
Thank you,
should
pal.
say
Yes.
the film was seen by David and the whole group at Rough House Pictures, that's Danny McBride's company, and they got the joke, loved it, watched it multiple times, and now they're involved. And Eric was in Righteous Gemstones. So if anybody is not of approval means something, especially in comedy and dark comedy, it's those guys.
Yeah.
So if they liked it, you're gonna.
Yeah, they gave me my favorite job I've ever had when I played Junior.
Not including, yeah, Mark's work. But go ahead. Yes, right.
It's okay. Mark won't mind. Don't worry.
No, that's some great folks I know from that the Righteous Gemstones, and I thought I was going to get Walton actually on for another project as well, just recently, but it hasn't quite come together.
We'll yell at him for you.
But I
Yeah.
have you guys, and that's more than made up for it. Let me tell you, this is
Thank you.
yeah,
Very
this
nice.
has been great. I think Hippo will find an audience. It will definitely find its audience, and I think I mean, obviously, it's already getting some pretty amazing response. So I'm sure it'll only continue.
Wonderful. Yeah, and hopefully your predictions, which I have a feeling are or your hopes are the same as ours. Hopefully you are predicting a wonderful outcome for today as well, Tuesday.
Yes. Everything is crossed that can be possibly crossed, but you know,
Thank
we
you.
we'll
You are
survive.
fine. We'll do this anytime with you.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I will definitely reach out again then. I appreciate it.
All right, please
Thank
do.
you both. Thank you both. All right. Have a
Bye.
good
Bye.
bye.